If you have Caesar, you can just face tank the counterattack, but it's probably better if you just attack him from the back.
Let's have some fun!
Hey Proxies, Zenpai here. Welcome. Today, I'll be teaching you about Pompey and thinking, I can't talk. Welcome. Today, I'll be teaching you about Pompey and taking you through some of my challenge runs. For those of you who may not know, I take on all of Zenless Zone Zero's endgame using level 50 or below units. I've been playing since 1.0, and one of these days I'll tell you guys the story of how I got started on this challenge. But just know I'm clearing the game on hard mode to try to encourage others to clear it for themselves. With normal level ups and my tutelage, anything is possible. Hopefully I can clear this. Not too much trouble. Pretty sure I can't one-shot it, but let's try. Now, when fighting any deadly assault boss, you're probably going to be doing it more than once, so it's important to have a strategy going into it. For Pompey specifically, I know he likes to start the fight with a slam on the ground attack, so I like to tag him with Bernice's fire and then beat the crap out of him with Jane until I can go into Caesar and counter. I don't waste too much time on Caesar and I switch to Jane just to keep going, and after the explosion, Pompey likes to run it down and do 2 swings, followed by his little wushu monkey staff attack. Real talk, where did Pompey even learn this? I think I found the inspiration for Pompey's fighting style. We are cooked if he starts doing this shit. So the first 2 swings you can actually gold counter, but you can't counter the wushu staff attack. You just have to dodge it. He does a sweeping strike on the ground and then gets into his defensive pose. If you don't touch him, he'll start powering up like freaking Goku. And if you hit him from the front, he'll counterattack like this. If you have Caesar, you can just face tank the counterattack, but it's probably better if you just attack him from the back.
Let's have some fun!
Honestly, this has to be the most important part of the fight. The beginning of his fight is so scripted that you can use it to consistently set up all of your buffs and start off on the right foot. Pompey basically front loads his fight with almost all of his moves right off the bat. If you practice the first 20 seconds or so of his fight, you basically know his entire kit already. But before moving on, let's talk about everything else you should consider when fighting Pompey. Firstly, there are 2 Pompey. There is White Pompey and there is Red Pompey. Their actual names are Corrupted Overlord Pompey and Notorious Pompey. I think it's really funny that Notorious Pompey gets abbreviated to Not Pompey by the community a lot. So it's like, who's in Deadly Assault this week, Pompey or Not Pompey? What's even funnier is that if you go to Notorious Hunt, the one that's there is actually not Notorious Pompey. Both Pompey are weak to fire and resist electric. The key difference here is that White Pompey favors an Anomaly playstyle and Red Pompey favors a crit playstyle. You know, it's really cool that you can tackle bosses like this with different playstyles, but I don't have Evelyn or Lighter, so I'll be tackling Red Pompey with an Anomaly playstyle, which for me means that his minigame will be basically useless. On top of all my level penalties, this one's gonna be rough. So what do I mean by his minigame? Well, every Deadly Assault boss has a unique set of buffs and debuffs in their enemy details. Whenever possible, you want to play with these in mind. They're usually there to help you or give you some sort of buff. In the case of Red Pompey, every time you defensive assist or chain attack, you'll gain 10% crit damage. Real quick, because of making this guide, today I learned you can go into the effect details section of the pause menu and then click on enemies, and you'll be able to see all the debuffs and stuff that you apply to the enemies. I never knew this. I was always just trying to decipher what the hell the little icons meant on the top right. With this, it actually seems that weakening does more than what's written on the enemy details. It says here that not only do we gain 10% crit damage, but we also gain 5% attack. It seems like weakening lasts for 20 seconds, can be stacked up to 4 times, and each stack is calculated separately. They really should specify all of this on the details page, because now it seems like this boss encourages you to use all 3 of your chain attacks or use a character that can chain attack outside of the stun phase, like Evelyn or now Jafufu, or someone like Astra who can enable others to use their chain attacks. The next part of the enemy details tells you how to gain performance points. Blocking those gold flash attacks with a perfect assist will grant you 350 points, up to a maximum of 5,000. If you block 14 times, you can get 4,900 points, and then the last block will only be worth 100. Red Pompey really wants you to defensive assist him. You'll build up days, performance points, and gain damage just by doing this frequently. There are 2 problems with this. The first one is that Pompey hits really hard. What I mean by that is, unless you have a defense agent, or Sokaku for some reason, a defensive assist will cost you 2 points instead of 1. This means you can only block up to 3 times without using chain attacks or ultimates to replenish your assist points. Your assist points can be found on this little yellow icon on the bottom right of the screen. Each point means you can block once with a defender, or Sokaku. So try to bring one of those along for this fight. The second issue is that since he's weak to fire, burning him will actually stagger him out of whatever he's doing, including any attack that you could gold counter. This staggering issue isn't just a Pompey thing, it's basically every boss. Let me know in the comments if a weird Anomaly proc has actually ruined one of your runs in the past. I find it really annoying that an interrupt that's supposed to work in my favor can actually ruin a run for me. There are a lot of abilities and conditions that require me to interact with my enemy, like the performance points condition here, or someone like Jane who needs to dodge constantly. So having the boss just tune out, it's not really good. So keeping all of that in mind, try to use a fire crit-based DPS, a defender on the team, and watch out for unfortunate Anomaly procs. After that initial phase where he ends off with his defensive stance, there's really not much else to look out for. You just need to be aware of all the attacks you can defensive assist and play towards your team's best rotations. Remember that defensive assists grant a lot of decibels too. You can use them to build decibels on your DPS so they have their ultimates up for the stun window. It's okay to use a defensive assist on a character that's not a defender, as long as you keep track of how many points you have so you don't run out when you need one. Also, even though it costs non-defenders 2 points to use a defensive assist, they'll still use it if you only have 1 point left. Kind of a little cheat there. You can then follow up by using your defender's ultimate to gain 1 point back so that they're able to use a defensive assist to start the stun window. This is really useful if you're using something like 4-piece Proto Punk. I actually really recommend 4-piece Proto Punk for this fight, as you'll be using your defensive assist very often, so the increase in damage that you get from it will be up almost all the time.
Almost 18,000. I'm pretty sure that wasn't optimal. Yeah, okay. That's a lot better than the other freaking week. Baseline.
So to give you guys some context, fighting Pompey last week was really brutal. Perhaps I was a little rusty on fighting Pompey with this team in particular, but my initial score was somewhere like 13 to 15,000. So there was a lot I had to do in order to get that 20k last week. But this week we have new buffs in Deadly Assault, and we're starting off at almost 18,000, which is pretty good. Now, I'd like to show you my top 3 runs on Pompey this week. I'll be leaving the live commentary in there, and I'll also comment over anything that I think is important to note. My friend sometimes joins me on my Deadly Assault run, so if you hear another voice, you know who it is.
Dude, what the fuck did they do to Pompey this week? Jesus Christ.
Are you doing Deadly Assault?
Yeah. They changed this motherfucker. Like, he just acts different now.
So yeah, this was a couple of attempts in and I was already a little bit tilted. But the initial plan is still the same. I'm tagging him with Bernice and then switching to Jane, then countering with Caesar. I like doing her little shield bash here and immediately switching to Jane before the animation's even done just to not waste any time. Yeah, those 2 swings I actually countered with Bernice and Jane, so I'm actually down 4 points. I'm down to 1 point left. Yeah, sometimes he just does random shit. I have to find a way to lock in spite of all this.
Fuck,
What
ow.
was that?
No, it's just... Penny came over and started clawing the shit out of my legs, so then, like, I don't know, I just let out a sound to cope with the pain.
Is this normal? Do you guys also just let out random sounds to cope with the pain? Or is he just autistic? So I'm using Caesar ultimate here to gain 1 assist point back before the stun window. And I guess I'm limit testing here because I'm using my ult out of stun. I alternate whether I save my ults for the stun window or use them as soon as I get them. I can only really do this with Anomaly teams since proccing Disorder and Anomalies actually gives you a lot of decibels. As I'm playing this, I'm trying to alternate between my physical and burn Anomalies. Here I try to start a stun window with Proto Punk, but Pompey decides to dodge my EX with his Wushu staff. Unfortunate, but I'll play it out.
Why am I getting this chowder move? Ugly ladies have to pay.
Bro is referencing Chowder and I'm too locked into care.
The what?
Did you watch Chowder? Like, at all?
A little bit.
Give him a second. Bro's lagging. He'll come through.
There's a scene where, I forget what the whole thing for the episode was, but Chowder made some food, and his master wanted to eat them for some reason, or I think he was just trying to get rid of them. I don't know, maybe they are poisoned or some shit. He's like, oh, my student can't sell these. So he tried to buy them all, or yeah.
Yeah, he just made more.
No. He shows up in a disguise, looking like a woman. He goes, hello, some boy. Look at all these pastries. You mind if I try? A pretty lady can get a free sample.
Sure, where is she?
Sure, where is she? Yeah. You've seen it. Okay, cool.
Okay, so he brings us up during my stun window, and then bro stays quiet for like 5 seconds. I don't know what he's on.
And then he just like runs it back. He goes, "Okay, how about a free sample for an ugly lady? Nah, ugly lady's gotta pay."
I like doing this on Pompey where I can just go to the Bernice ultimate, do a quick assist, and immediately into the Jane ultimate. It looks really cool because both of them are doing it at the same time. Okay, so I guess we're done with the Chowder talk, huh? Wrong.
Yeah, that's cool because Chowder is averse to all that girl shit, right? Like he doesn't want to hook up with the pink bunny bitch. But suddenly he's completely down to give free samples of pretty ladies. Like, oh, pretty ladies? Fuck yeah, where are they? I'll feed them.
I can't tell if that's like a gooner thing to say or not. Alright, it seems like we're at the end of our rope here. We've got like 9 seconds left. We're at 76, 78, 81, 85. We're about to get another stun window, and I really want it so I can get that, but I'm...
Bitch.
Yeah, I'm mad, so I just decided to ult him because I know I can't fit in the extra stun window for as much damage as possible.
Fuck. 18.5. Piece of shit, Pompey. He's so weird. Either that or I haven't just fought him in 2 weeks, so like I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, I haven't touched Deadly Assault in a while.
Okay, but I got the maximum amount of points. I'm still fucking up, okay. I hate the stun window. I don't know what the fuck to do in it.
Yeah, I could learn rotations.
Except just keep playing the way I've been playing the whole match. Because like the stun window is not any difference.
But running it down by feel just feels so good, I like using Jane's EX special to dodge that explosion. And then I just go into building as much decibels and anomaly buildup as possible here. I actually like using the flamethrower on Bernice to cancel his defensive stance because if I anomaly him right as he's about to do it, he just doesn't get it. It cuts him off and lets the fight go faster. So after activating Caesar's additional ability and Freedom Blues here, I decide to go into a Jane ultimate for a lot of buildup. And here I go into an ultimate hoping that it stuns. Unfortunately, it doesn't, but I can use this opportunity to try to build up more decibels on Jane by using her chain attack last.
You burned or physical right now?
Sometimes it's hard to keep track of what anomaly is currently on him. So it's important that you actually look at the debuffs underneath the life bar of the boss occasionally. Another thing I do is look at the time really frequently, usually at intervals like 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes, and 1 minute left. What I do here is I look at my score and then I try to calculate whether that's going to be enough for the rest of the match. If I'm aiming for 20k, 1 minute into the fight I want to have around 6,000 to 7,000, because if I can keep up the pace with 7k per minute, then I'll get 21k at the end and I'll know I'll get an S rank. 1.5 minutes in you want around 10k, and 2 minutes in you want as close to 14k as possible.
Yes. Fiery feast, baby.
So with 1 minute left, I have around 13,000 and something. We're on track for S rank right here.
See, the f.
So while watching the replay, I know he just used a wushu stab move to dodge me, but I swear to God, when I was playing the game, it looked like he did something completely different. You guys ever feel like that? Like you're playing a game and then like something happens and you don't recall the way it happened, but then when you watch a replay, it makes sense? Okay, in retrospect, I think I know what took me by surprise. So I burned him and then immediately disordered him, and I was expecting him to still be staggered from the burn, but then right after the stun window, he starts going nuts. Also, what's up with this upward swing? Has he done this to you guys? Look at how fast it was. This is slow motion.
He just jumped over you.
Bro said it's so matter of fact, and I'm still trying to catch up. I'm having trouble processing.
Oh, he did like some weird spin Zaku shit. What the fuck was that?
He just flails around. Yeah, we know him for flailing around, but still.
Then we got this unfortunate switching over here where I come in and lose my Caesar shield
No.
immediately. Which means my damage is nerfed for like 2 seconds.
Oh, come on. Oh, cool. The Caesar chain attack gives me back the shield.
Dude. Imagine having multiple ways of giving your most valuable buff that is the center of your identity.
Not Panyin who catches some strays. His ultimate really should apply his buff though. Come on.
Yes, and it's not even Halloween.
Fucking god, bro. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Gunbu's like astonished. He's like, there's no
Fucking
fucking shot. You
Shoot!
kidding me?
Yeah, I'm crashing out a little bit. But hey, new high score.
Shoot! Yo, what if he shot a dud through that whole thing? And
Wow, I didn't even make it to the fucking third stun window because he was being an asshole. That was horrible, wasn't it? Yeah, that was 18th. Yeah, my fucking. This is my most arduous battle these days, huh?
crit dependent enemies.
It's fucking red ring. Good. Maybe I try Proto Punk Caesar again.
Astral voice Bernice.
No, it's not gonna work. I don't think. I don't think that would work. Oh, Caesar Ball, please bless me, please. I've been faithful to the sons of Calydon.
Yeah, I'm at 50 pity and I'm still not getting the ball. Please help. If you've been enjoying the video so far, please consider donating some monochrome or to my Ko-Fi. I will be needing as much help as possible trying to M0R1 every character for guides and content like this, so please help your boy out. I promise to entertain and still crash out just as hard even if I do have signature wengeance. Trust.
Day one is cursed for characters, but I can still pull for Jafufu Ball tomorrow.
Ew, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you?
All these
Why
videos.
must you pull? Why must you pull on day one? What's wrong with you?
Because it's only cursed for characters. You said this yourself.
Have we ever tried pulling for a ball on day one?
I mean, we only ever pull for ball after getting the character. So no. Or I guess technically dependent if we get the character, which we usually don't.
Bro says this, but he is blessed for balls for whatever reason. He got Jafufu Sig and 4 tapes.
You know what? Fuck you.
He doesn't even have Jafufu. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, since the Anomaly buff for this week gives you physical Anomaly, I decided to switch to Rocket Boo. I felt Bernice could use the help applying Burn, and after that last comment he said about Bang Volver shooting blanks, I was just kind of like, no. I'm not having that. We're using Rocket Boo. I saved up a lot of energy on Jane to be able to do 2 EXs here to build up as much Anomaly as possible. Hopefully getting another Assault in the stun window. I don't actually think that fit in, but I tried my best, you know? The 2-minute mark just passed and we're a little above 6,000 points, so I think we're
Maybe
on point.
crit niche is the way.
What the hell up?
Force a habit here, I swapped out a
Think about
Caesar
it.
and Caesar can't proc the Anomaly off field, so
He
then I end
rewards
up doing
crit.
this.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, overfilling the meter sucks.
I didn't know the damn meter was full.
Can there be a heavy hit at the beginning of Jane's ultimate, please? Thank you. Why does Miyabi get 2?
Cause she's rich.
That is really AIDS. Did she say let's drink it off?
So I'm relying on this gold counter and then I get a nice disorder.
Oh my god, and you stunned him after the...
You see what I meant before about the Anomaly procs being inconvenient sometimes? Like, I really need him to move and let me counter him so I can stun him sooner. Okay, so about a minute left. I have 13.3k. We're a little short, but let's see if we can make up the difference.
I've got time for you to charge, old man.
It's funny to see that the harder I lock in, the less I talk during these types of runs.
Why'd you go all the way over there?
Yeah, sometimes Pompey will just slide around and go really far, and it's so annoying. It'll cause me to miss my flamethrowers or other attacks like Jane's EX, and then I get tilted.
Oh, shit.
I think I got it.
10 seconds left, and I need 1,000 points. That was a juicy disorder. Yo, look at Rocket Boo in the corner. He's getting ready. He's getting ready. Watch, 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 watch. You can almost see him connect.
Flamingo pose.
Look at that. Proto Punk is still meta. Best in slot. Best in ass.
Fuck up. What the fuck are you saying?
See what I mean when he just says shit? Nah, it's because we both hate the term best in slot. So we just clown on it all the time. I'm pretty sure it's an unpopular opinion, but I got like a whole list of terms that I just hate that people use all the time. Let me know what terms you guys hate in the comments.
I'm gonna say, how about instead of Caesar, you use trigger.
Shut the hell up.
That's it for Pompey. I hope this guide helped you understand how to take him on using your teams. Even though I'm using a team that's under-leveled and not designed to fight him, I'm still able to clear with 20k. Hopefully this encourages you guys to try again if you're having trouble. If you enjoyed this type of video, let me know. I had a lot of fun working on it and would love to make more entertaining guides or whatever you'd call this type of video. If you'd like to see more, check out my channel, join our Discord, or sign up for an account review so I can do it on stream. Also, to raise funds for my plan to M0R1 everybody, I'll be streaming Tower soon. Underleveled Tower Challenge. Don't miss out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.